I'm going to run a hot mic right now, and I'm just kind of tuning us a little bit. It shouldn't be that different. God damn it. It's just going to be all these pops.
Individual claps.
I was like, wow, what's wrong with the recording? It's Bree trying to catch flies out of the fucking air.
That's so funny.
All right.
No, this is so dope.
Yeah, dude. I call this my pandemic project.
Did you built this in the pandemic?
Yeah, this was like what I did in 2021 pretty much with my buddy Steve. Poured some cement, started like that.
I just, like, let me tell you something. If somebody was like, hey, Chris, we could build this, but you have to pour some cement. I was like, yeah, then we can't build it.
Then we're not doing it.
Yeah, there's no way. That's not a thing that we can do.
All right, let's see. I like your level. I think, no, mine's a little boop, 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 a doop, boop. I can pretend that I'm a professional, but...
No, you clearly are a professional.
Clearly, I'm a professional.
You have everything you need up here.
I paid for it tough. I built this thing. Okay, here we go. Let's do this.
Wait, that's the question. The real question is, what did it cost to build this?
Okay, honestly, in materials, we're sitting in about $12,000 of materials overall, which is cool. That was like my budget.
Yeah.
And then paying my buddy out of pocket brought us more up to like probably $30K all together.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like for a completely outside of the home structure that did not exist at all to being what it is now, that doesn't seem like too much.
No.
I basically found where you could do like a 4-sided shed structure that they call like a prefab windows. That's it for like $22,000.
Okay.
And it doesn't have any of the mods that would make it like effective as a studio yet. So I thought about, if you invest in one of those and you have to change it all the way anyway, why not just build from the ground up?
Yeah.
And then I had too many conversations with people that are like musicians or ran studios or still do run studios. What would you do if? And once you have those conversations,
you start thinking,
and then you can't unthink what you've thought.
Yep.
And you're like, well, snap, I want to build not a 4-sided structure, because then I have to fight parallel walls and perpendiculars. And in the world of sound and physics, those are real battles.
Yeah.
Because it's where sound will either build or clash.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a room sound, say, harsh and horrible to listen to music in or to record in. So we're in a weird 5-sided structure. No 2 walls are parallel or I don't know, bro. Like every angle is weird.
I see it.
Like my husband has a PhD in physics, and for us to try and figure out what the square footage of this was, we were both like, "Fuck, this is too hard." I'm plugging this into Adobe.
Yeah. Well, so then
do the math.
Like, because like, in town, I'm sure you know this, there's like a lot of people who are acting and doing stuff like that, and they need places to do self-tapes.
Yeah,
and so
dude.
I don't know how mobile this doesn't look like. I mean, obviously this is mobile, but like you have gold here. The only thing that makes it hard here is that you have to get up here.
Getting up here is why I've never like had, let's call it, commercial aspirations for this place so much. Did you ever see the spot that I built out with my friend Julie in the Funk Zone?
Yeah.
And then now my buddy John runs it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, actually kind of mini flies.
It's all good.
Happily.
Yeah.
That's a room that's finally going to get utilized down there for the right purpose.
Okay.
He has some music producer friends that are like part of his share on this warehouse now that it's all under his control.
But even with the train there?
I mean, it's like pick when you're recording. But I think these guys mostly do electronic. Like I stopped by there and they've got Euro rack mount gear, weird shit where you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So it doesn't even really, it
doesn't matter. They just like that it's quiet enough when they're listening back, I feel like. And it's cool when you're in that room, when they're like DJing, that's a good spot to go to when you just need a fucking break for your ears. Okay, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me intro myself and bring us in. This is going to be the start of season 3. That was really not great, but that's okay. Welcome to Spectrum Podcast with Breezy and sometimes Danny. She might be more elusive this season. I'm sticking to the plan. We're doing interviews. Today I have a very special guest. I am super pleased to introduce you to my friend and comedian, local and far, Chris Williams.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, buddy. Dude, and Chris is coming off of some recent success. Earlier this month of October, he was out in Las Vegas for the Laughed After Dark Festival, which is a comedy festival.
It is. It is.
A very large one. And Chris, how did you do there?
I might have come home with the trophy. I won my category. I won the On the Rise category.
Booyah.
Yeah, which
Yes.
it felt really crazy. So yeah.
We get an audience.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Thanks. Yeah.
Dude, that's super dope.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
I honestly, I don't really know. I'm not good at like accepting praise. I really don't like it. Like everybody keeps coming up to me, they're like, "Congratulations," and I'm like, "Thank you." I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, like, yeah.
Thank you.
But it does feel it feels great because I wanted to be a part of this festival last year, and I think last year was their first festival. And even when I started doing comedy, like the goal was to always work with this company.
Super sick.
And so I had worked this set and just wanted it to be so tight. So then when I didn't get in last year, I was really bummed. And then when I did get in this year, I was at the YMCA lifting weights when I got the email and I started crying.
Oh, I love that. What a perfect place to just get so in touch with your feelings.
It felt like I was in just like a prison lifting weights. But
this is the best moment of my life in a questionable setting.
It really was. It really was a questionable setting. There was like a women's workout group happening behind me. It's like old ladies in chairs. I'm just like crying while holding like a weight. Like
there's just too much to explain here. I'm so sorry.
I'm just going to be toxic and work this out.
Pretend that you ladies don't exist.
Exactly. But I love it, and it feels really great. And I didn't have the best set, or for me, I didn't feel like I had the best set, so I wasn't actually expecting it. So then when they announced my name, it was really, really surprising. And then they asked me to give a little speech, and I was like,
you're like,
I was like, oh, thank you, goodbye. But no, it feels good.
My name's Chris.
Exactly. I was like, oh, it's weird. I could talk, but in that moment, I was like, I just want to go hide.
Yeah, I guess that's like not a thing. It's like you prepare for the set, you prepare for the festival and the stage time, but you don't necessarily prepare like your acceptance speech.
Yeah, because so I won another award earlier in I guess in August I won an award. And there was no acceptance speech, so that was more comfortable for me. You know what I mean? So to be in front of like 100 people and have to say something was nerve wracking. But at the same time, man, I'm proud of myself. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
One more round of applause.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Chris, as in Christopher.
As in Christopher
Williams.
That's right. Thank you so much to everybody here. Thank you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Me and all my imaginary friends are very happy for him.
And I'm so glad that you have them.
Imaginary and real, though, because Chris Williams has been building quite a lovely community here within Santa Barbara for comedians and comics to thrive, I would love to say.
I appreciate
with two different companies. Your first being We the People Media, and then Let Loose Comedy. Which you have produced some really great shows with some really funny comedians.
Yeah, I mean, when I started doing comedy here in Santa Barbara 2.5 years ago, and there was a little group of people, and it kind of broke apart. But in that group of people is where I was able to go do like 3 or 4 mics a week, and that's how I just got better and developed. So when that fell apart, I was like, okay, something needs to be done. Cool. And we used to have that Mike Mel's, at Mel's, and then when that fell apart, I was like, what can I do?
Yep, Mel's Bar. Still, the bar is still around, but they just decided that open mic was not for them, I guess.
Like, we don't like this. And listen, open mic comedy is not for many people.
It's not for many. And dude, I will say karaoke, like the people that run karaoke, really not fans of comedians.
Yeah.
They get pissed if you even say one thing outside of the attempt of a karaoke. They're like, whoa, Joker.
Yep.
Step back from the mic.
Yep. Get back to your Christina Aguilera.
This is not an open mic for you. And you're like, oh, sorry.
But it's a weird thing, but it's been really dope to watch this community of comedians like come together. Yeah. And running these open mics, every Tuesday at the Blue Owl.
Fly. God damn it, you guys. I have a stupid small fly in here. They're impossible.
It's persistent. It's all good.
When it gets over like 65 degrees outside, they just apparently hatch from the earth.
They're just like we spawn now.
They're like zombie flies. I don't know why.
Well, listen.
But there they are.
I don't mind. I have some ex-girlfriends that are like zombie flies, so it works out. Hey. But no, it's been cool to watch the community come together, and like you've been there, and I just like it. I really like seeing everybody, and I tell people like I don't even care if people are funny. It's just like
I love that he says you've been there, and then directly leans
that's
into.
not what I meant.
I really don't care if people are funny.
No, that's not. But it's just about.
It's okay, Chris. I'm not hurt.
No, it's just about people coming together. Like, if you want to come up and tell a story, tell a story. Like, so it's been cool. But yeah.
If you want to sing songs about how guys are afraid to clean their own buttholes, do that.
Do that. Is that a Courtney Rainwater thing?
No, that's what I did last night.
Oh, okay.
It
cool.
actually, dude, it fucking slapped last week. I will say.
Yeah.
It slapped last week.
See?
This week, it didn't hit quite as well, but I feel like my performance was
Your performance was off?
It wasn't bad. It was just like, it wasn't the right thing to do this week, and it was like the right thing to do last week.
I get it. It just, and that's the thing about comedy, right? Like, sometimes you walk in, you're like, all right, we're going to have a good show. Sometimes you walk in, you're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
That's just life.
And that's just life. And the day was probably that, too. I, got to my shift before that, and my coworker was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, fuck,
yeah.
I think I'm okay.
Am I okay?
Am I okay? He was like,
I love it. I used to ask, as a manager, I would ask people that all the time. Like, are you good? They're like,
she's like, if you need to talk. I was like, well, fuck. I was like, maybe I do need to talk.
What do you know that I don't know?
I was like, hold on, let me get in touch with myself for a second. It's like Yvonne is seeing through me today. So by the time I got there, last night, I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I don't know.
Well, that's
see if
the
last
thing.
week works again. It never works again for me. Like, doing a back-to-back almost always never works for me.
Because you come in with wild energy every time.
And I should just follow that. When I do, I think that usually works. But if I try to, it's like, it diminishes that energy when I come in and just try to repeat what I did the week before, I think.
Well, because there's something when something just happens organically.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's I think one of the things about comedy that people don't understand is like the first time we tell a joke and it works.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, that's gold.
Yeah.
And so we spend our entire life trying to chase that
to drink
again.
from that goblet
and trying to make it better.
The golden
and
goblet
you're just
of
like,
comedy.
Like, I have a joke and I'm like, will it ever get as good as that one time? And the answer is maybe no. But
yeah, maybe
we'll
no.
see. I
But
don't know.
I think you're probably doing quite all right, according to
Apparently, yeah.
according to your accolades.
Yes,
so far.
Yeah. my trophy shelf. No,
yeah,
just
dude.
one.
I know.
It's just a Ziploc container at this point, or it's a Tupperware container holding something up. But
oh, that's great. You know, you got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Like next, it'll be IKEA.
That's it.
Then you'll find
We're gonna get there.
some secondhand, full wood furniture.
That'd be nice.
And then eventually, you'll get what you actually want.
My favorite thing is I didn't want to put. I was so happy to win this trophy and or this award, and afterwards, I was in Vegas and I promised Rachel, my girlfriend, that I was going to gamble. I was going to play a slot machine. I don't gamble.
Yeah.
But
me neither. I'm bad. I'm a horrible gambler.
I'm not. I'm just not the one.
the casino wins every time.
Yeah. But so she was like, you got to play the Wheel of Fortune slot machine for me. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Fine for you, babe.
Yeah, I'll do it. So it's after the award ceremony and I'm in the Uber and I tell the Uber driver hey, take me to a casino. It's off the strip a little bit, but whatever. So we go to the South Point, not South Point. We go to the Palace Station, which is off the strip.
Okay.
It's a smaller casino. And I walk in and I'm holding my award and instantly I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't know why.
The crowd's just not your vibe.
Just not my vibe. It's
yeah, it's this is a horrible mistake.
I need to eat, right? And so there's a fucking Panda Express.
Oh, perfect.
And it's
like a buffet.
Like a
Vegas.
food court Panda Express. And so I'm over there and I'm just eating the worst Panda Express I've ever had with my award and kind of crying after losing $50 in a slot machine. And I was like, this is the perfect celebration.
Yeah.
And my
you're
girlfriend
the $50 could have gotten you a steak, but instead you're just goddamn Panda.
And the best part is, so Rachel was in a play, so I text her that I won the award, but she hadn't talked to me yet. So then she calls me and she's like, oh my God, babe, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You probably celebrated. I'm like, I'm sitting in a Panda Express having the worst. And she's like, or doing that. So I'm gonna let you go.
Maybe you do have time.
Yeah. So there's highs and lows to everything. I'm trying to tell you people. That's it.
Oh, dude, love it.
Yeah. Like that sound.
I know, right?
Keep me energized.
Keep it on the toes, dude. Fuck yeah. Well, before I get into my normal line of questions. Say what's the next move? Do you know? Do you not know? Are you sticking around here? Are you thinking about cruising?
I don't know. I've had a few people tell me that it's kind of time to move for me.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. I want to give it some more time.
Also,
we'll see.
you have a lot of roots here, and
Yeah.
it seems to be doing good stuff for you too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Because
to each their own path.
Because for me, part of comedy is the community aspect. Like I really do like that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to even build more of it here. But I have to just obviously do a little bit of what's best for me, just a little bit, because I'm not good at that. So
Yeah. Plus, I mean, maybe now it's like things such as some of your open mics, or you have a lot of the community of comedians who can step in and be good hosts for you and that you trust and that are stoked to get that experience.
That's the thing. And it's tough because this is a transient town too. So you see it every kind of like every year around this time. New people come in and people leave. And
especially the UCSB group.
Right.
So young 20-somethings.
But if we could just it's really just I just need somebody to keep the equipment when I'm not around. That's really it. Like I know it's crazy, but
throw it up here, dude.
I know. Honestly, I'm looking around the studio like, hold on, you got some space in one of this 5-sided figure
equipment.
Yeah, this is.
I know. There's just like a shelf that has books, some paper, a head for a synthesizer.
Yeah.
Some fucking fortune telling cards my friend gave me that I have no clue what to do with.
I hope people have seen this space because this is.
It's pretty sick.
It's incredible that you built it. Like, when you popped out of the space, I was like, no, the fuck, she didn't.
Yeah, right?
And then you're like, I built this. And I was like, motherfuck, yes, she did.
And it's kind of sly. Like, the outside, you're not so sure what you're looking at.
I would never rob this place from the outside.
No, man.
No offense. But now that I know this is here, you better watch yourself.
And one of my neighbors, though, was a volunteer firefighter, and he's also an electrician. He came over after I finished this. He was, like, sipping a beer and just doing that kind of, like, silent middle-aged man thing where he's kind of, like, cross-armed and, like, sort of... nodding his head and like looking left, looking right, looking up, looking down, and then looks inside and comes back and goes, "Yep, this is where I'm coming when the fire's coming through." And I was like, "What?" Yeah, so he basically is like, "This is the most fireproof building on the whole mountain," is what he's saying.
Damn.
Yeah, he's because yes, I did on purpose choose fireproof materials.
Yeah, it makes sense.
For reference, everybody, I built my studio in the middle of the Los Padres National Forest, which is known best for probably burning every other year.
It's really good at it.
It's so good at it. Mm-hmm. It's the opposite way of doing an anti-fire campaign for like the National Forest guys.
Yeah.
Like Smokey the Bear, he's like, don't play with matches. Los Padres is like, we only play with matches.
Yeah. Look, Smokey the Bear wouldn't even film a commercial here because he'd be like, it's too dangerous.
He's like, damn, there's not tall enough trees to climb to get away from that shit.
No, this is a dope structure. So if you haven't been here, her address is, no, I'm just kidding.
I know. The one thing I was like, that's the other thing. It's like, you never know who like comes in the studio and you're like,
no, this is cool.
Why did I let these people in? But I try to keep it cool.
I love it. You've really done a great job, and I live here now, so
yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. You can find him living in the silent sound booth in the corner.
Yes,
back
exactly.
There.
Exactly.
We are not in the sound booth. It's too small for two people. I mean, it's not if you're like doo-wopping around one mic, but it is if you're trying to.
Who's doo-wopping? Are people still doo-wopping?
Discourse.
Doo-wop,
doo-wop, wop, 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 wop.
Santa Barbara's music scene's coming back, baby. Bringing doo-wop back.
I mean, maybe. I feel like that's just like what Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak have been doing together.
True,
though.
they do doo-wop together.
They slap at doo-wopping together.
Their doo-wop is lit.
Yes. Oh my God, that was like not even well timed.
No, I liked it.
It's great. Okay, so I like to always open up with a really a deep question. How are you?
Fuck, I don't even know. So that's a question that like on a day-to-day basis I cannot answer. I on any given day I cycle between excellent and burnt the shit out. Yeah. And that could be by noon.
Yeah, sure. Totally.
Today I'm good. I have my day job, which I'm a restaurant manager, general manager, and that takes a lot of just emotion and stuff to do.
Yeah. You're dealing with a lot of people and logistics.
Yes. And so I like the challenge of that, but then oftentimes, or I try 3-4 times a week, I leave that job and then I go do comedy.
Yeah. Which is also production and also sort of, herding cats.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so for me, I get burnt out really, really quickly. I don't really have time for myself or my girlfriend and things like that. I don't really take days off. I just kind of take a break from one thing and go to the next. But I would say that I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because at least I'm doing what I love.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's all
if you're gonna feel that burn, at least it's from your own chosen path of
Yes.
these different things, and you're mostly running them, which is what's exhausting. Yeah, man. Well, good on you, because you're also killing it at your own comedy, which is no small feat unto itself. Like a lot of us in the community. So Chris runs open mics here, and when I keep saying the community, I guess I'm just like talking about the like
12 people who
the
show up.
comics that tend to show up every week.
But
and,
I think what I'm understanding is that there are more people who see what I'm doing, like which is like I don't want to say surprising, but I didn't realize that people were really watching as much. And so then, like after I won this award, like there were a lot of people who came to me and was like, hey man, like look at the hard work, like congratulations, that kind of stuff. And people who I don't see often.
Yeah.
So it's just good to know that like people are interested. So yeah, there is Santa Barbara's small. There's a community here. So.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say to it that like most of us in that community are just trying to work on ourselves, our own acts, our own kind of like what are we doing and finding ourselves in comedy, I guess, so to say. But you're both doing that and offering a space for people to find that kind of path on their own too.
Yeah.
So that's a lot more work than most of us are able to do, let alone willing to do. So I get what you're saying.
I'm an idiot. That's what this
what
comes
you're
down
saying is you just need to figure out boundaries.
Yeah, that's it.
The fucking boundaries are hard to come by.
But wait, how are you doing?
Dude, shit's pretty good. I don't know. Everything's always kind of like
in flux.
Yeah,
that's life.
That's life.
Yeah.
But I'm super stoked right now because my goal was this fall launch back into the podcast and being serious about getting an episode out a week again. I have one already recorded. I've got this one we're doing now, so feeling good, making strides towards those goals.
That's what's up.
I still have to post everything. However, if you don't record, the rest doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
So feeling good, but
you're killing it.
I hear you. Well, yeah, and then I guess there's always like that subtle undertone of being a mom of a young kid and stuff means like I always have stuff to do around that and family and stuff. So it's my own path being forged is also a weird, tricky kind of beast sometimes.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's not something you would trade. I mean, that's it, right? It's like I'm tired too. However, it's kind of like I'm the closest to feeling like some version of calm inside myself because I'm the most in touch with who that self is that I've ever been. And so that feels really good. And if I just like try to be a little bit more in practice of like slowing shit down and breathing and getting back to that sense of, honestly, I'm just here in this existence, in this body, in this moment. There's all these things I want to do. There's all these attachments to these different versions of how I see myself. However, really the essence of it, when you kind of peel those things away, is we're just existing in this moment. So sometimes that's like the only thing we can do to chill. At least if you're me.
No, and honestly,
breathe.
I need to take a lesson from that, a page from that book, because I am really bad at just breathing and understanding.
It's like the simplest way to remember that we just are like existing in a moment. Because it's so easy to get drawn into thinking about what's already gone on or trying to project about what the future's going to be and to lose track of the idea that we're really just here in the moment. So I feel like that practice, that's like kind of one of my biggest things I'm trying to like hold on to right now. And then, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see what's going on with that being the case.
Well, it seems like you're aware of it and you're working on it. And so, it seems like you're doing really
awareness
fucking well.
Is everything.
That's what they tell me. So
that's the thing. It's the awareness gives you opportunity, and then if anything else happens, so fucking great or not.
But
the
opportunity, cool.
It's just a start.
I love it.
Fun little start. I probably have a button for this somewhere. What's this?
What button? Fun little start.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta get in with yourself. Your bad self.
Your bad self. And your good self. Okay?
And your good self.
Your good self.
You're good, like your bad self in the good sense.
In the good sense, right.
You
got to get on the good foot. In the
like
bad
if
way.
I was Samuel L. saying it, maybe it would make more sense.
I get it.
We already talked about what you do. We know what your personal passion projects are. You're running them in the community.
Surviving.
So I'm just like moving, just kind of moving got a little list of pathetic questions that I like to sometimes.
These are good questions. They're not pathetic questions.
Okay.
They're good questions.
Dude, no, I mean like pathetic. Like I haven't exactly thought all of them through. There might have been a couple of like Google searches involved. You know, sometimes spontaneous creativity comes and sometimes it doesn't.
I love that. Like one of my goals when I talk to people is just to ask whatever question comes to mind. I think that's how we get the best sort of stuff. So hit me.
Here's one. All right. Is there a book that you have read before that has like kind of changed your life? And what book would that be?
That changed my life. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's a book by this guy named John Kim called Single on Purpose.
Cool.
So John Kim is a therapist. He's known as the angry therapist if you're like looking for him on social media or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw on Instagram or like a Facebook ad maybe like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
About this dude or so, I don't even know how he popped up, but he had a book called I Used to Be a Miserable Fuck.
Cool.
Yeah, and he was,
we all know that feeling.
Right. And he had these bars of soap that said miserable fuck. And so I bought a bar of soap like off his website.
Yeah.
And then I got his book. And at the time, I was a miserable fuck.
Yeah. You could relate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Saw yourself in that message.
I openly talk about this, but I was in like a very long-term relationship, and I was like having an affair, and it was not good.
Yeah, it's hard to be happy about yourself in that situation.
Yes. And I also wasn't, I didn't realize that I wasn't happy in the relationship.
Yeah.
So
it was like escape, but hard to face that or see it or whatever.
Yeah, and it was hard for me to say like, this isn't working. I'm going to make it work. I was like in my mid-20s, like blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so then that relationship ends in obviously like a fiery, death, car, boom.
Yeah,
everything.
that's hard to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But then but at the same time I was going back to school. Right. And so then the pandemic happens and I transfer up here to UCSB, which is why I'm in Santa Barbara.
So you transferred during the pandemic?
Yeah. I moved.
Damn.
I moved.
That is so tough, dude.
I credit my parents for this. They were so smart. They were like, listen, everybody in my life was like, yo, you got to get out of LA. Just go start over. Like do something. Not even start over, but like go see something else. Yeah. And school is a great opportunity, right?
Get your perspective, your space, your energy, refit for the future, whatever.
Exactly. So UCSB, which I applied to like whatever in passing, didn't even know anything about it.
Meh.
They gave me like the best opportunity.
Sick.
So it was August 2020 and my parents were like, yo, you should go move up there. And I'm like, yeah, but school's not even in person.
Yeah,
like, what's the point?
I'm computer guy.
Right. But they're like, yeah, but it's gonna come back. And when it does, the rent is going to be crazy. So right now you can get up your own place.
Grandfathered in.
So I lived in the outskirts of Isla Vista.
Sweet. Which is a better place to live for anyone that doesn't know what Isla Vista is.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy party community that's on the side of the campus of UC Santa Barbara.
And also, I want people to understand this because for anybody listening, when you Google Isla Vista, you're gonna see all these like photos of kids,
aerial
like,
shots.
Yeah, and like kids having like the best time, and they're just like drunk, and it's like a place where like there's no rules and there's no water. It's all White Claw.
Yeah. Only.
But it is a fucking slum,
dude. It is totally a slum, and it's a slum that you pay top dollar to split like one house between 15 people.
Yes. And these
crazy.
And these homeowners are getting like $15,000 a month.
Yeah,
for this. And
for nothing.
People are like three beds in a room.
Yeah, it's right, and they never have to really do improvements beyond just like slap some paint on.
Because they know in a year it's gonna be a whole new group of people.
Yeah,
and actually they rent them out like 6 months out. It's booked.
Oh my god!
So
you have to get on a waiting list just to be price gouged.
Yes,
I love it. They got it figured out. So how do I become a landlord?
I
mean, wait. Let me be fair. Slumlord.
A slumlord is what you want.
What I want to be. No, I couldn't imagine actually ever doing that to people. Like the idea of like having tenants be in a space that I am responsible for that I know might be like harmful to them because molds are growing or the balconies falling off the goddamn cliff on Del Playa.
Yep.
These things happen. Like I don't want to be responsible for that.
Well, and that's so okay. So my parents were like, yo, you should find a space.
Yeah, find your space. But the beautiful space.
A beautiful space, right?
Yeah.
And so I actually found this great apartment. And I was glad I was there. There was like 16 units in the apartment, and everybody moved out except for 4 of us. So I moved in, and my rent for a 1-bedroom, and it was like a 600 square foot 1-bedroom, which had like stainless steel appliances. Nice.
Got it.
I think you got that fly. Stainless steel appliances, and I paid like 14.
Sick.
1,400. Yeah.
Sick.
So then when they announced that school was coming back, people were paying like 2,100 for like
For the exact same thing next door. Yeah.
I moved up here during that time. But during that time, I was alone. I didn't know anybody. It was just me and my dog.
Oh, man, yeah.
And I started reading this
Hard
book.
time to learn where to like meet new people because there is nowhere to go.
But I started reading this book, Single on Purpose,
Okay.
by John Kim. And it's all about how you can be your own person. And I recommend this book to everybody. If you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, and it's kind of written from a male perspective, but I think it's great for everybody. Please go read this book.
You can see yourself in it, whether you're he, she, they, whatever.
Exactly. And it's a great audiobook if you're into it, because he has a great way of narrating. So,
and he's self-narrating.
Yes, which I love.
That's pretty important because not all authors do that well or do that at all.
Yeah.
So,
but that book changed my life because it basically talks about like getting in touch with yourself.
Good.
Who do you want to be? The difference between just like being like a nice guy and being like a good person and like having goals. And so I read that book, and then I saw there was an open mic for comedy, and maybe like a month later I did it, and it's been just that's it, just like that.
Did you start behind the red piano
No, the first time I ever did comedy was at I started here.
It was here. Okay.
The first time I ever did comedy was at Old Town Goleta, Old Town Coffee Shop in Goleta.
Really? Mm-hmm. Old Town Coffee Shop did one?
Yeah. So this lady named Sue Scaduto used to
Sue, I think.
Yeah,
she does music open mics too, right? Maybe.
I don't know if she does music. She used to do this like.
Oh wait, no, Sue. She's a comedian.
Sure, yeah.
She'll get up there and do a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is a comedian. Yeah. I don't want to. That was really rude of me.
No, but I mean, it's just different. Whatever. Yes,
Yeah.
The term means different to different people.
Yes.
But yeah, she'll take the stage.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And so she knew I was there, and I was like talking to the comics, but I was so nervous that I just started like drinking, and I was fucking drunk.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it goes the first time.
And she was like, "Do you want to go up?" And
Alcohol
I was like,
confidence code.
I was like, "No, I don't. I don't want to go up. No."
Honestly.
And she literally goes like, "All right, well, this is our last comedian. He's never done this before," and I was not expecting to go up.
Yeah.
And I went up, and she let me talk for like 11 minutes, and it was supposed to be like 7.
You're like sick.
And it was funny.
Yes.
And that was that. But it's all...
You got the buzz, you got the high, you got the response.
Exactly.
And there was more than just like 2 people left in the audience.
So that open mic used to have like 50 people watching.
Dude, bring it back, Sue. What the heck?
Old Town doesn't want to do it. I think that I should talk to
Why
Old
not,
Town.
Dude? Like, is that before they served beers, though?
No, they serve beers.
At that point, they already did.
In
Because
fact,
I feel like they have a perfect space for it.
Yeah, I should reach out to Old Town.
Yeah. I mean, what's it? Brian and his wife.
They're great people.
They're really nice people.
I should reach out to them, yeah. But the thing is, it's like, it's hard to get people together for an open mic, but that was once a month or something like that.
You would know.
Tough,
I mean,
man.
I'd know from a very small micro perspective of having done it a little bit for Julie. That was tough too.
Yeah.
But you actually have successfully gotten people together for yours, and time again, which is part of the whole community thing. It's tight. Man. I'm grateful for it.
I appreciate it.
It's a really good place to just let that energy go.
It is, and that's it. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that book. Go read Single on Purpose. I give it to everybody, especially if you just went through a breakup too, and you feel like shit. It gives you like a sense of agency. Mm-hmm. But yeah, John is a dope.
That's so important, dude. Agency. Yeah, I had an aunt that instilled some agency in me early on in my life, and I am so ever grateful to her for it.
I love that. I also like if you give a mouse a cookie, but anyway.
Oh my God, don't ever forget the classics.
The classics, yep.
I'm, hashtag still like Dr. Seuss. Sorry, anyone that's mad about that. But
it's kind of...
I mean, I
get it.
I don't know that I ever knew which ones were racist anyway, but the ones that I read to my kid are fine.
It's one of those things. I think it's tough. I think it's like... no, I can't comment on it.
Fine.
I gotta stay out of this.
Because I'm not gonna say that there's not evidence that the books that went out of publication shouldn't have. I'm totally down for that too. Right. But that's what I'm saying is whatever. Yeah, there's a little bit. Dr. Seuss is hardcore.
Transition.
Dog. Well, all right. Okay. What's something that you used to believe that you no longer do?
Oh shit.
Crunch on that one.
Yeah. Ooh.
And it could be like believing. It could be Santa. I mean, not saying whether I'm winging one way or another in case my daughter's listening, but hey.
it could be Santa. What's something that I used to believe in that I don't? Well, damn, that's a question.
Yeah, believe or believe in believe. But no longer do.
Jesus.
Jesus.
The answer is
That's
not
a heavy
Jesus.
one.
I don't know. I don't know where I believe in Jesus.
You can
Both
also
in and
say
off.
skip if nothing comes. It's all about inspiration.
No. I'm
trying
not
to
going
get
to
us
skip
to
it
banter
because that's a question that no one has ever asked me, and I feel like we get asked that question, but like the opposite. It's like what's something
something that you stand by, believe in now.
Yeah, or like what did you? Yeah, I don't know. So what is something that I used to believe in that I don't believe? I guess I'll just talk from like a world of talent.
Okay.
I used to believe that the most okay, no, I still kind of believe that. I do kind of still believe that. I guess. All right. I used to believe that like you really couldn't make you couldn't make it if you wanted to. Like you, and this is what I say. Like I'm from Los Angeles originally. I wanted to do comedy my whole life. I was too scared. When you're in LA, you're constantly surrounded by people who are just like quote unquote failed actors, right? And
in addition to super successful ones too.
But we don't.
It's a mind fuck.
But the thing is, like when we hear about these super successful ones, it seems like it's like just this crazy coincidence, and like you read about this person.
Like by the grace of the universe, this person was chosen.
Exactly, like they were in their car, and then all of a sudden, and then it just happened. So then it makes it seem like it's not obtainable, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of
not all of us can be Jay-Z and Beyonce,
right? But I kind of used to believe that, but now I actually do believe that you can be that.
Hard work.
Yeah. And so I guess on the flip
Paired with
side,
maybe a little bit of talent.
You have to have talent.
Yeah.
But I guess to answer the question, because it was what I used to believe that I no longer. I used to believe that it was impossible to like really make it.
To rise.
And now I'm seeing like if you work your ass off and you're like a humble person with talent, which there are people, you can do it, but you can't give up.
Yeah, it's persistence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. That's a good answer.
Yeah. So
and also it shows some introspection on your part as to like maybe you're that's part of you figuring out what's all going on for you too.
Yeah, because I also used to believe that manifestation like didn't work, and now I think it does, and I don't know, but anyway, we can get into that.
Yeah, dude. But on like a really small and more insignificant level, when I've been slinging beers at this Ale Stream trailer that Captain Fatty's is doing at Paseo Nuevo, we have a tip jar.
That's new, right?
Yeah, it's
Hell
new.
yeah.
And I can't really accept cash for sales down there, just card or like put your phone here kind of payment. However, I can have a tip jar. So I have a tip jar. And on the days when I put like $2 of my own in there to start it, I swear to you, I go home with at least $30 from like a 4-hour shift just by myself at this rink-a-dink thing where not that many people are. And I'm like, that's pretty decent
if you pad
all things considered.
All right, so this...
And that's not including the credit card tips, which I'm getting too. It's just, I'm like, the manifestation thing on like a small level, I swear, every time when I go put that intentionality and set the $2 in or $3, it really brings more energy into that jar, I feel like.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So working the restaurant business, we call it padding the tip jar.
And I know that from music too.
Yes,
like everybody does a little, but it fucking works, dude. Like,
all right. So this
crazy.
summer I was at a winery out here in like Solvang, and for this special event, and I noticed that their tip jar had a bunch of 20s on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, they have been getting tipped 20, so I better put 20s in.
Dang.
So which is fine. So then they had like a bucket. Okay.
Yep.
By the end of the night, the bucket was fucking full of like, I think the lowest bill I saw in there was a 10.
Damn.
Now, here's the thing. I watched them take the cash out of the bucket, put it away. I realized they'd probably already done that once tonight, so they probably made $400 in tips. So what I realized is that in that bucket, the 20s were glued down to the bottom already.
Ah, shit. They got to figure it out.
They had it figured out. But there's an investment because somebody said, all right, we're going to lose these 20s, and we're going to spend the money on the glue. to make this happen.
It was
in
like
the future.
$80 worth of bottom of bucket
Yes,
at least.
yes. But how many days do I get to do that? And so
Damn.
I will talk about this from a professional standpoint, and we talk about manifesting
Incredible.
or however you want to look at it, or patting the tip jar. When I decided that I wanted to do comedy, I started following comedians on Instagram who were approachable but who were on the rise.
Cool.
And I saw exactly what they did.
Yep.
And I was
Studied.
like 4 months in, and I
Yeah.
act like I was already 5 years in.
Cool.
Because I was patting my tip jar. So
Yeah.
that when people came to me, like I have a website, which is not that great right now. It's not at all. But I had a website
But
because...
it's cohesive, and you can look at it on a phone,
Yes.
which is sometimes the wonky thing for people.
Yes. And what I wanted people to be like, who is this kid? And then at least at least he has a website, which makes me seem a little bit more professional. I'm patting that tip jar. So
It's the new age card. Here's my nice card.
Exactly.
You know, like in Psycho, when he's like really all about, oh my God, that guy's card is like so thick and shiny. Jesus.
Exactly.
It's a thick, shiny card.
Yep. Which I even have a card too, which is not shiny, but has like a matte finish.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Details.
The details. But people are like, oh, this guy's really professional. And I've noticed that that's got me further.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. They also, it's that thought and putting the time and care to do that in is a suggestion as to how it is to work with you.
Yeah.
You're going to be considerate and you're going to go the extra whatever.
100%.
And that's, you know, it's a good preview.
Yeah.
And I think you are all of those things. So good on you, because you aren't just like selling them into like some bullshit.
Hell no. Because part of that also, what I tell people is, like, if you're going to act like you've been here for 5 years, you better be good at what you do.
Right. And be willing to stand by what you're acting like.
Because I know if you give me the opportunity, I will kill it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But,
sick, dude.
Yeah.
Another one of these.
Okay. All right.
Chris Williams.
Thank you so much.
Chris Williams.
Thank you so much.
He's fucking killing it.
Oh, my God. Like, thank you.
Killing it on the pod.
Killing it on the pod.
You know,
I'm
all
just
of
gonna
me
keep
and my
singing real
imaginary
fast.
friends fucking love you.
Dude, and I love them. I love them. They're going to be my imaginary Instagram followers, too. It's going to be great.
Man, okay, this might be relevant for you right now. How do you feel like how do you deal with stressful situations? Like, what do you gravitate towards doing to be able to get through stressful times?
That's a wonderful question. Okay, let's see. I probably I am probably very toxic in this, because if something's stressful, I will just put my head down and either just like kind of just bull through it
To get it over with.
or I would just put it off like a motherfucker, and then it's that out of sight, out of
not have
mind
to feel
thing.
it.
Yeah, not feel it. And then later I will feel it.
I get that. I really get that. Yeah.
I cry.
I hate stress. I freaking hate it.
I don't even realize how stressed I am.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe that's like one of those things about.
That's the thing. Because also, you know, I have ADHD like a motherfucker, and they say people with ADHD in like crisis situations are the best.
Oh yeah, great.
Because our
someone starts bleeding, you rip off your top and you fucking hand it to them. This literally happened to me before.
But see, you were just trying to figure out a reason to rip off your top. You're like, perfect. I've been waiting for this.
It's even better. We were
Vote
like
for me.
in like Malibu Creek Canyon, and it was like as the sun was setting, and someone just decided to dive headfirst into like a black, cannot see below the surface top of a creek that was such a fucking white person. And it was just so stupid. And this kid, like, he stands up with just the look of just complete like
no.
like I don't even know what's going on in his face. And there's just like a whiter than his normal whiteness, white mark. And then it just begins to start to, there's like that half a second before, and then it's just gushing.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. And like literally the only thing I have on is like a bathing suit. And we're women, it's fucking bikinis, baby.
Right.
But the bikini top, me and my friend look at each other and we both just it's kind of like the like most morbid but kind of hot thing ever. We just both tear off our bikini tops and we're like,
somebody right now is so turned on.
And we like hand it to him, and then he's like hemorrhaging from the head with these two bikini tops trying to stop the bleeding. And then thank God for Mexican Americans, this woman like comes over and she's wearing like her white t-shirt and she's like, Dios mío, and she like fucking rips it off and hands it to us, and then thereby giving our tops now back to us, completely soaked in gross ass blood though, by the way. I did not ever wear that top again.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But that guy was like, he's like, if I could remember it, I think that was the best day of my life.
The coolest shit that ever happened to me.
There was so many boobs, but I don't remember it. Fuck.
Yes.
I don't know. Stress. I kind of thrive in stress. So,
yeah.
But I will tell you, before any big show, I like to cry.
Okay.
I love crying.
Dude, I don't know, we talked about this at Adam Elder's birthday party, but I was saying I had read something that day talking about that being a specific skill set that even a lot of actors cannot do.
Yeah.
Just to cry on command, and I was like, wow, like, I've never looked at it as a skill set, but I definitely can cry on cue.
Adding that to my LinkedIn.
Yeah, bro, that was when I described that stupid moment, like fucking the random shit. What, Toy Story 3?
Oh, yeah.
They all just look at each other silently, hold hands. They're about to go into the incinerator, and I'm like, oh.
No, but that was,
when I think about that, I cry.
Like, fuck you, Pixar. I was not expecting that moment in that movie. I was
like, this is such a big moment. Like, what would you do in that situation? That's like, that should be one of my questions. What would you do if you and all your best friends were on a conveyor belt going towards your imminent death? What would you do in that moment?
If I knew I was going to die, I'm telling everybody how much I love them.
Yes.
Like 100%. Like, and which is something we don't do enough of.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's.
Do you ever feel like that's more of a, like, well, okay, familially wise, I know different people grow up in different families where they either do or don't hear it. It feels pretty stark. You either kind of hear I love you every day or kind of never. And I don't know if that's different for different communities. And Chris is from a different community than me.
Yep.
Chris is
black.
Chris is black. Chris is black.
I may not sound it, as somebody once told me at
and you're raised,
radio station.
And you're raised by a blacker than you black family. And culturally, like, things can be different. Were you a household?
There was so much love in my family. There was so much love in so many different ways. And so I definitely heard I love you.
That's great. Me too.
I think there was a maybe a time period sort of in my 20s where I didn't hear it enough. And I'll tell you this, like, I have a younger brother who I love dearly, and I don't talk to him. I'm really bad about talking to my family.
It's hard.
It's hard for me. And I'm actually something that I'm learning also, and this is not an excuse, but I'm learning that that's also part of an ADHD thing, because out of sight, out of mind thing is really tough. So
they're not right here in your present literal view and day and such. So, I understand that.
And my parents, we know that there's love, so we don't have to like that. But anytime I see my parents, hug them, I tell them I love them. Same with my brother, like, very much so. I had a phone conversation with my buddy Daniel yesterday. I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and I realized as I was hanging up that he said I love you, and I didn't say it back. I was like, fuck. So, Daniel Husias, I love you, bud. I would definitely just tell people that I love them and I appreciate it.
That's tight. I want to add that in, because it's kind of like a deep question. And the reason that I cry is because that's what they just have this look of like, well, like, so much love, and if we're going to this moment, we're going to this moment together.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can ask for, I guess. It's like, I wish you weren't here.
Right.
And if we're here, at least we're here together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they were also sad because they're like, damn, we read the new Lightyear script and it's awful.
It's awful. I'd rather go to the incinerator than be in this shit.
I refuse to even watch it. But yeah, anyway.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I love it. When is the last time you farted?
Oh, I farted in the car right up here.
Thank God.
Yeah, no,
let it out.
Yeah, I did. I farted. And I had to roll the windows down. It was the thing. I was like, ooh, because I drive a Mini Cooper, and I was like, ooh, it was in here.
That fills up fast.
Yeah, I was actually. This is a funny question, because this morning, so I live with my girlfriend, and she got out of bed, and I was up late last night watching TV, and she got out of bed,
as one does,
right? And I let out a fart when she was gone. And I swear to you, I had a moment where I was like, man, I really appreciate my morning farts.
Yeah.
Like, my morning fart, I was like, this is... Like, when people were like, what's your morning routine? I'm going to start telling my morning fart is in it. Because I'm not going to lie to you. There was something to it. I was like, I appreciate this.
It's like releasing the pressure.
That's
just like,
I'll be farty. So, that's it.
My favorite, oh my gosh, my favorite analogy I heard recently has to do with farts and emotions, and it was this parent giving advice, because he's like me as a young kid, or more than me probably, but whatever. there's these times where it's challenging to try and know how to raise kids, period. But if you don't want to fuck them up, it's even harder because you're like, okay, I'm trying not to overthink it, but I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to think about situations. So he was kind of trying to give you some like life hack for how to talk about emotions with your kid, because here's the deal. We all, as children, you eventually develop executive functioning. And then if you're a proper adult and have executive functioning, there's the times when you want to punch your boss in the face, but you don't do it.
Yes.
Right. So, but when you're a toddler, you want to punch them in the face, you just fucking do it.
Right. Yeah, there is that thing.
So getting to that moment, how do you get through the emotion of wanting to punch someone in the face without doing it? How do you do that? Right. So this guy was like, you just gotta describe emotions like farts. He's like, because a fart, if you try to hold it in, it's really, eventually it's gonna come out. It's gotta come out.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out eventually.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be full of discomfort and all these other things in the meantime if you don't get it out.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, you gotta just let it pass too.
Yep.
You don't want it to stick around and stay around. I mean, that's
fester,
like you, as you admitted, you rolled the windows down.
You gotta let it out.
You gotta let it out, and you gotta let it go.
You're right, because that's
like
actually
working
really great.
Right. I was like, God damn it, this guy's a genius.
Because I get, on top of that, there is the there's not the emotional, but then there's the acceptable places to let out a fart, right?
Right.
So like if you want to punch your teacher or whatever, your boss, you can't let out that emotional fart right then.
Yeah.
So you might have to go around the corner.
And
sneak
or crop dust them later somehow.
Oh, that's it.
Or you go home with your coworkers and you don't invite that guy and you feed them all tri-tip and then you talk shit together.
You know what? I hope that somewhere in the description of this episode, the words "crop dust them later." A revenge story is just in there somewhere. That's it. If you took nothing from this, emotionally crop dust people later. It's called revenge.
You know how like centigrade and Fahrenheit eventually cross at like -40? This is the point where the actual farting and the actual emotional control cross. Because you can literally crop dust your boss later.
That's very true.
I like to be useful.
No, this is. I didn't realize that this was going to be a lifestyle podcast in which I was going to learn a lot today.
No, it's just about life hacks. That's really that's all I'm getting to here.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, and we're coming up on an hour, so I want to ask you if you want to take a break or if you're happy and we just keep going. I'm having fun.
I'm having fun. We can keep going.
Fuck yeah.
I'm good. Life is good.
Let's keep going. If they could talk, what animal would you love to have a conversation with?
I love to talk to my dog. Like in general, any animal or
any animal.
Any
living creature, really, more fairly. Anything that might be able to talk if it could.
Like I would love to have a conversation. Okay, I have a few, because on a deep level, I feel like I would love to talk to like an elephant.
Hell yeah.
Like an elephant that's like in Africa or Asia someplace, because they obviously have a lot of wisdom.
I feel like they've seen some shit.
And I feel like if we just took the time to listen, they could probably give you some life lessons that would change the course of humanity.
Oh yeah. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna do this, please tell us what to do. Clearly, we're not that good at doing what we do.
Yes.
As humans, we're very violent, and it's odd.
But also, like, it would be cool to talk to like a hawk, because just like this just like the perspective that they have every day on the world. Like literally, like when I moved to Santa Barbara, I did not know what this animal was that was hanging on this pole, but I was walking my dog, and this is like on a street lamp. Like, what? And it's just this bird, and it was a hawk.
Yeah.
And it was just watching.
Did it give you one of those like?
It didn't. But it was just like watching my dog. So then we went underneath the pole, and it turned, and I was like, "This motherfucker is watching us." But then I started reading.
Prey.
Yeah, I started reading about hawks.
Here to prey on your dog.
I didn't know that they're aware of their shadow.
Holy snap! Oh yeah, because they got really good vision for hunting.
Right.
Hell yeah.
But so they are hyper aware of all of their surroundings. So they will position themselves to hunt in a place where like the sun won't cast a shadow, so that their prey won't.
Smart.
Yeah. So I was like, all
their
right.
prey has nowhere to hide. Mm-hmm. Vicious. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll throw themselves into the sun.
You can't hide. I'm coming in from above, motherfucker.
Right.
This is why LAPD always has that goddamn helicopter in the air.
That's exactly it.
Dog.
But like, think about it. Like, so a hawk, if it's between the sun and its prey, then the prey can feel which side the hawk's coming from, so it knows. I was like, that's some intelligence that we don't have.
And they could. You're right. So they could like tell us how to do some shit.
I'd also just like to talk to my dog because that motherfucker be crazy. And I just want to know what he thinks of me, really. I'm insecure like that.
Every time I see a dog and they bark, I just go, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. Because all I can imagine is that's about what a dog talks about. It's like, and then sees a cat, it's like, you're a cat. You're a cat. You're a cat.
Yeah, my dog. I have a Basenji. I don't know if you know what that is.
Ooh, I mean, I like the word.
So they are like these hunting dogs that are actually from Egypt originally. Like
Okay,
Pakistan.
your dog actually would be smart. Or maybe say more than just I'm a dog. I'm a dog.
Yeah,
I'm a dog.
he would. But they are considered the second hardest dog to train. Which, if I would have known that, I would have never adopted this bitch. But it's fine.
He'd be like, I tricked you again, Dad.
He's crazy. They don't
shit.
bark. They have like this high pitched squeal thing, and every time I walk him and he gets excited.
Wait. Like he swallowed a chew toy or something? Like that scene.
It's like he's screaming. Like it literally. So when he's really excited, we're walking down the street. People come out of their house and they think I'm beating him.
Oh no.
Yeah, like all the neighbors.
Oh, that's a great thing to pair in a community with so many fair-skinned people.
Yes, it has definitely caused. So thankfully my girlfriend walks him a lot too. So they're like, oh no, he's fine. That's just him. So I just want to be like, why, motherfucker, why? But that's it.
Yeah, why they make you like that?
Yeah, that's what I would.
Who do we blame?
Exactly.
Who do we consult about this?
It would be cool to talk to ants too, but I don't like ants, and so I have killed like them in mass. So I feel I wouldn't want to talk to them.
I don't know that they would have anything different to say. It's like each one would carry one word, like living telephone.
It's literally the best game of telephone, but they perfectly execute. Like, well, that's not fun.
You just sound like you're talking to a robot. Robot ants.
You're like, this is going to be fun. All right, you start at the front.
This is what stigmergy sounds like.
It is like legitimately the exact message you started with. You're like, well, shit, you guys are very good at this.
Because I'm such a fucking nerd. I know, because the way that their communities like form and are able to just so cohesively work together, it's all like a bunch of scent trails and stuff.
Right. And
like hormonal control, and so no one's thinking, they're all just doing based off that, and they call it stigmergy, and it's
is that what it's called?
Stigmergy. I don't, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but that's how I read it off Wikipedia.
That's fair. Yeah.
Stigmergy. And it's like that, the idea that you're all, it's like if there's communism, it's supposed to be everyone's working together or something. This is like different than that because there's no one forcing you to do it. You have to do it. So you're just like compelled to do it.
So this is like the best example of collectivism,
right? So there was this,
but without the social influence.
There's some kind of like wackadoo progressive thinker that she has this whole manifesto she wrote. That's not a crazy person manifesto, but it is kind of a crazy idea because it's just so far from what humans have historically been able to do. Like if past is prologue, no one's ever done this.
Got it.
But her idea was to try and create community where stigmergy is sort of the idea of how you run it. So there's no corruption because there's no people from the top to be corrupted.
Okay.
And you're all of evolution doing the things and not by force and stuff. But I mean, like I don't know. I haven't read it, so I guess I can't tell you exactly how to accomplish it. I just know that she basically borrows it from the ants.
That's so crazy.
So maybe they could teach us some shit.
I mean, I think one of the most underrated Pixar movies is A Bug's Life, and I stand by that. But anyway,
A, right?
Okay.
Is that the one where they actually only gave the ants 4 legs, though?
I don't know. Now I have to look at that. Is it not historically accurate? Hold on a second.
Was it an entomologist?
Entomologist?
Yeah, one of those people.
Yeah, but if ants are listening to this, stay the fuck out of my apartment because I got something for you, motherfuckers.
And I don't care if you call yourself sugar. You are not sweet.
I tell you, I hate ants. When I was 14, I woke up with ants all over me.
Ew.
Yeah, so I hate ants.
Ooh, I need a gross button. What do I have? No, that's not. Yeah. Waking up with ants feels like
not good. That's what it was like. And so now when I kill ants, like I'm so shitty. Like I'll kill them with spray, and then I'll like leave them out there and say shit like, and tell your friends. I'm like, come on, Chris, that's.
But I gotta do the same shit. Or since I found out it was stigmergy, I'll just come at them with like some tea tree oil and like my finger, and I'll just be like, make a line between like Ant A and Ant B, and I'm like, haha, motherfucker, you'll never find each other now.
All right, so somebody just told me there's like this is such a weird thing we're about to talk about. There's like a some kind of soil or something.
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth. But do you know how that fucks with ants?
It's so
dark.
Anything that has an exoskeleton, it gets ground off of them by this micro dirt that's like
so
super sharp on a micro
level.
level.
Cuts them up. And I was like,
it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It's basically like the human grinder.
Yes, that's what it is.
But the ants version.
Come at me, ants.
He's got something for you. Damn.
That was a deep question, though. I liked it.
I know. This one kind of is like the other one, only a little bit more fun. Like, what's something that you thought was cool as a kid, but isn't actually cool now?
Cool people.
Like legit, straight up. Yeah, legit. Especially growing up in LA.
Yeah, just like
there is actual segregation of cool, not cool. Yeah. Like that shit from Hollywood films, basically, for sure.
Yeah, and look, I still play into it, but I felt like my whole life I just wanted to be cool because I wanted to fit in. And then one day my therapist was like, and I love Fran. Fran was just like sitting in her chair. Yeah, she was great. Yeah. She was just sitting in her chair one day and she was like, Chris, everybody wants to be in the in crowd, but I don't know anybody who actually thinks they're in the in crowd.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, because we're always striving for something different. So even if you are the elite of the elite, like you're still trying to be in a more elite crowd. So like, why are we trying to do that? Like, why are we trying to be this cool thing? So
it's that whole looking forward to the other things, the greener grasses, forgetting where you used to be and forgetting that once upon a time you were the kid that just wanted to be where you're at now.
Yes, that's it.
But you're not even appreciating that you're there now that you're there and you're just looking on to the next thing you want to do.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that shit takes practice. That's like some meditative type behavior to be able to be present enough to think about that and actually celebrate. You're right, though. Like, always looking for the next thing is a fucking bullshit game. It's and tiresome.
Like, what the fuck does being cool mean? But anyway,
right,
yeah.
That's the other thing, the subjective manner of it. Okay, that's a great answer.
Thank you.
Do you think you'll survive a zombie apocalypse?
Fuck no.
I love
Absolutely
it.
not.
The honesty is so good.
There is not a chance in hell. I am probably all right, let's see. I'm good.
I was going to give it a why or why not, but I feel like you're just telling me anyway.
Yeah, no, there's no way. All right, here's the deal. I would make it about, I'm going to say I'm going to make it probably, because I'm crafty.
Yeah. Like the first 4 days.
Or maybe 14 days. I'm crafty. I'm good in crisis. Like I said, like my crisis brain kicks in and I'm killing it. But there's no way that I'm gonna make it.
Dude, and according to like everything I've ever seen, I don't know that I'd want.
Well, there's also that. But
I love it, the starkness of this question, because there's like two camps here. You're either like fuck yeah, or it's like no.
No, there's not a
humbly
chance.
No, sorry.
No, I'm about like if what's that new thing? Is it Threads or whatever it is that the new IG Twitter thing? Like the number that you have is the number that you signed up.
Oh, that's so nerdy. No.
I think I would
I'm
be
number one.
I'd be like in the top 10,000 done. If this was a worldwide thing, top 10, like top 10,000. I'm out quick. Yeah. They probably wouldn't even know I was gone. That's how gone I was quick. Yeah.
I just feel like I might starve to death pretty soon. Like, I'd probably be pretty crafty at staying away, but I don't know how I would eat, and there's not much fat stored on me currently, so I think I'm going in with the wrong... Like, I've seen that show Alone a lot, because my husband watches it, and if I'm trying to spend time with him, he's watching it. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of there, but it's like, okay, the premise of this show is they take, like, 20 of the most hardcore, like, people who choose to live differently, like, truly outdoorsy. I'm surviving off the land all the time, year round. But now they take 10 of these gnarly motherfuckers, or 20 of them, whatever the fuck, 10. No, I think it's just 10. Okay. And they drop them off in like the gnarliest places of the Yukon or some hardly survivable nature. Okay. And they go, here you go. And then the people have to like snare food and fucking hunt animals. And I'm just saying, if you make it, the person that makes it the longest gets like a pretty, like $100,000. And if you're living off the grid like this, that's like a lifetime of money for you.
No, that's a lot.
So there's a lot of incentive on the table. These guys go down one by one. They can barely make it 100 days, and they know what the fuck is up. So I get my reality check super hard when I watch that show, because I go, okay, like essentially you have to be able to do what these people are doing, like catch the elk, but it's not good enough because the elk doesn't have enough fat. Right. You got to know that, and then you got to be able to create the snare to catch the fucking snow hare. What the? I'm out. And then you and mostly you got to not lose your shit mentally if you're by your goddamn self. Like, holy, now I don't know, man.
I talk to myself all the time, so I think I keep myself entertained all right.
Right.
But
I don't want to be by myself perpetually.
Let me go back real quick. The reason I don't like ants is because I'm kind of scared of ants, right? So you understand where I am in the survival.
So the zombies, the ants.
It's not going to happen. I don't watch scary movies. I don't know how to do it. I'm out.
I've always been bad with them. There was a small phase where I was like, okay, zombie flicks I can watch because maybe I'm not so positive about humanity. I don't know. I try to be, but I'm just being realistic here.
You're like,
but like the rest of the horror films,
Tom's
they just like, I'm like, I don't need those images in my head.
Right.
And then
That's how
I feel like, especially that way, as I've gotten sort of more vulnerable and accepting myself and this and that, I'm like, bro, I don't need the violence. I don't.
This is how I feel about. I'm like, I don't need. I have a friend who loves scary movies, and every time around this year, she asks everybody for scary movies.
Yeah.
She's just been watching scary movies.
Yeah.
And I think she posted this thing where they scientifically looked at the scariest movies of all time. So they hooked people up to like EKGs.
Okay, so they know what like your heart rate is,
Yes.
and do they do any brain kind of things too? Maybe.
I think they did, but I know the resting heart rate and then the jump scare spikes. And there was like a movie, and I can't remember what it is.
I'm just like thinking about it and going through it in my body while you're talking about
So
it.
somebody, like whatever it was, the highest jump scare for, damn, I wish I could find the stat, was like 30 beats per minute or whatever.
Whoa.
Higher than any of the other films like that were considered very scary. And this guy, the guy who did it, he was like, what I thought was the scariest movie of all time, like this expert, was actually 13 on the list.
Number 13.
Number 13 on the list.
Had he seen the other 12 before that?
No. And so he was like, so we fucked. But yeah, I don't watch scary movies, so I'm not surviving a zombie apocalypse. To give you an idea of also what kind of person I am, driving up this hill, I just took a photo of the clouds.
Hey, but it's not. I call it the airplane view.
Yes,
it's great
because you are above the clouds, which is really dope. But like, so
were you? It's overcast down below right now. Then a little bit.
A little, yes, it is. Yeah, actually, it is. And where I was, Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara's weird.
It'll probably clear up, but too,
yeah,
you know.
But.
I mean, meanwhile, I see like my friends in Oregon going to find a place to see whatever the solar eclipse the other day.
Yeah.
They look like they're ready to hit the ski slopes. I was like, what the fuck month is it? Because here in Santa Barbara, it's been like
Beautiful.
75 degrees.
Hey, but we had
80 degrees.
You had snow up here.
Yes, however, that was January or something.
I know, but there was still
that is
snow.
crazy. I went snowboarding like
down your street.
30-minute drive from my house.
Like I legitimately.
I was like, ski Santa Barbara.
It was a movie moment for me, and I wish there was a camera facing me because my street runs. I guess it would be east and west.
I get so confused about directions
No,
in
wait,
this town. We're on a peninsula, so growing up in Northern California, you're like the ocean is west.
Yeah, no, here.
But that's not here.
No,
it's confusing. It's like north
strange.
and south.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I was walking towards the mountains.
Sure. There it is. See, this is what we say. Towards the mountains and towards the ocean.
And not going to survive in a zombie apocalypse. Wait, am I going towards the mountains or dead right there?
I was so confused.
Yeah. And I was on my phone walking my dog, and I just looked up, and there was fucking snow, and I just stopped, and I just dropped my jaw, and I was like, the fuck?
The first thought was, is this nuclear fallout
that
snow?
was 100%. I was like, ooh.
Did Putin finally follow through?
No, the first thought was, shit, did this just become a snow resort, and is my rent going up? That was the first thought.
The aspenification of Santa Barbara.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, you got to look out for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, dude. Most embarrassing phase you went through? I know in LA you had to follow some trends.
I've definitely followed some trends.
Yes.
I think like early in my 20s, I was working and making good money, and I went through a phase where like this one summer I basically wasn't working, where I was like just drunk every day.
Oh yeah, this happened.
And I gained like 20 pounds, and I was so unhealthy, and I was like trying to hit on women and like be
You're like, and they're just looking at you and they're just like, why?
Yeah, like I don't like looking back. I'm just like, it was cringy,
like completely apathetic.
Yeah,
why?
It was really cringy. But I went through a phase in high school, In high school, I think where I was trying to find my blackness.
Okay.
Like, so I'm half black, half white, and
identity's a thing.
Yes,
Fuck
but
yeah.
like, there's a school photo of me in like a FUBU jersey.
Wait,
that is
the
banana
thing you posted
yellow.
the other day, was that an actual photo?
No, that was not actual photo. That was AI.
I was like, because you saw the one I sent you, my other friend Chris, also mixed race, another mixed race Chris. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
You know what's funny? So I posted that photo again yesterday. It was like an AI photo of me wearing this giant cross on my neck in like a what they call like a wife pleaser now. It's not what it used to be called.
Oh wow,
like
that's such a nice adaptation.
Yeah, right?
I call it a wife beater still.
Okay, well, so we can still say it.
I mean, I'm a wife.
We're I'm a wife. I can say that.
I feel represented by this group. No, sorry, husband. I did not mean that. I did not mean that.
Oh no.
Jesus.
and I'm like wearing a do-rag, and my friend was like, I like this outfit on you. I was like, what? Like somebody who's known me for like a lot of years, I was like, do you think this is me? First of all, thank you, because good jawline, but no, that's an AI photo. But yeah, no, there was a time where I was wearing like Timberland boots and like just thinking that I was, let's just say a little more stereotypically Snoop Dogg than I was.
Okay,
So,
yeah, like
that was
from a different side of town.
Yeah, and it's like, which I did not grow up in that side of town, so I don't know why. But.
I'm guessing that Snoop didn't go to the private school.
No, but listen, my thought was if the white kids could do it, at least me as a black kid could do it.
Dude,
So.
for real. I mean, you got me there. I can't. I won't blame anybody for anything. That's just how it goes. That's why we have this question. Yep. It was a phase.
Yep.
It was a phase. He got through it.
Made it through. Thank God. Thank God.
All right. Worst pickup line that anyone has tried on you.
I don't think. All right. I'm like historically bad at this.
Yeah.
People will tell me all the time, they're like, oh, they were flirting with you. I'm like, there's no way.
So you basically missed it.
I missed it all.
You completely missed it.
Missed it all.
Or it's like, what did Rachel say to get you? She was like in a haunted house costume. She's like, boo.
No. Weirdly, though, she was in a costume.
Yeah.
But no. Let's see. We just started talking. I don't think everybody's giving me a pickup line. Oh, this is something people say to me all the time. People will girls will say, "Oh my God, like you look like you look like Trevor Noah or like Jesse Williams or Steph Curry," and they're like, "Yeah, like." And then also like, oh,
just
thank
listening
you.
like the 5 mixtures, black guys that they can think of that are famous.
Like I'm like, okay, like I get
hey,
it.
they're all good looking guys.
And that's what they always say. They're like, but they're always but they're good looking.
But they're good looking.
So my thing is like, why don't you just say, hey, you're attractive, and we could just stop, just get straight to the chase.
You don't have to get confusing about all the name drops.
Exactly.
Like, do you know them?
Exactly.
Were you just spending time with them?
Right.
Like, why them?
Just say like you're attractive. But yeah, nobody's ever given me like a bad pickup line. But I hope somebody does. I just hope somebody tries one.
That's an invitation, ladies.
I get
when you see him at his show.
Yeah, just give me.
Lay it on him.
I will say no.
The buns.
I'll be really thankful. I'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I have a girlfriend. But at the same time, like it would just be entertaining. I get DMs sometimes. I get some crazy DMs.
Well, I guess now it doesn't even matter. But what do we call it? Like the fucking check marks? Does that even count anymore?
What, verified? No, you can pay for that. No, I
always pay to be verified.
There you go. I think my favorite DM slide though was a girl who literally told me, I'm gonna slide in your DMs, and then like 2 hours later wrote, this is me sliding in your DMs.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
in case you didn't.
Yeah, I was like, well, I do appreciate that, but like,
I am a bookmark. And then
exactly.
I am still a bookmark. Exactly. Now I am a bookmark in use. Like, okay,
in use.
You know.
These are good questions, though. I like this.
Good.
These are all from ChatGPT, but
I know. I basically just said, give me interview questions that make me seem cool and interesting. No, I should have done that. That would have been fucking easier than me amalgamating them myself.
But I think your amalgamation of these questions is what makes them great. Also,
so really, I'm the AI in this situation.
You are the AI.
That's all you need to know. The singularity has happened. You're listening to the singularity. Speaking on Spectrum podcast, I am no longer known as Breezy.
That's it.
I am now known as Singularity. Thank you. What would you say your greatest and strangest talent is?
I think my greatest talent is actually making people feel comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm so uncomfortable right now. No,
well, it's probably your 5-sided room.
Yeah, I know. This fucking place hard to get feng shui or whatever.
No, I think like, because people are like, oh, like you're funny and like that's cool, but I think my ability to just relate and like I said, make people feel comfortable is probably my greatest talent.
Yeah.
My strangest talent. What is my strangest talent?
It's always like something where someone's like, I can like flip my tongue upside down.
Yeah, I can't really. I just tried it. I was like, no, I can't do that.
No, I can't do that.
When I was a kid, I didn't really have like any talents like that. Like my cousin would flip his eyelids, and like I would try it, and I was like, I
learned I could shake my eyes, so
That's a weird one.
Yeah, I can still do it, but it's kind of weird because it makes me a little bit.
Does it make you dizzy?
A little bit. Yeah, exactly. You get a little unsettled by it. You're fucking with your vision.
Yeah, no, that can't be good.
Like, look at this great talent where I make myself puke.
Weird. I don't know what my weirdest talent is. I don't think I have one.
He's got no strange talents. That's fine.
I have no strange
You know
talents.
what? Fair response.
I'm gonna message you later. Be like, I
got it.
Yeah, I'm
I
sending
finally
a voice
nailed it.
memo. Like, edit this in.
When you go to spin plates later tonight, you're gonna be like,
I'm like,
oh damn
shit.
it, why didn't I mention that?
You know what? Maybe my greatest strange talent is my ability to avoid all the things I need to do in my life. I'm very good at it.
That is good.
I'm good at it.
Being
And it's-
ever elusive.
Ever elusive of anything important is my strangest talent.
You know, that feels apropos. What's your guilty pleasure?
I was gonna say video games, but I don't even think it's video games. I think
Dude, I swear to God, I've had so many gamers in here recently. Dude, give me video games. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead.
but
serve me video games on a platter.
But this is the thing, like
I'm trying to get in on that market. Come on, Twitch. Hit me up.
For me, I think I wouldn't even say it's a guilty pleasure. I just it's like my brain gets because I'm not a gamer, right?
Yeah,
like I play
I'm
video games,
horrible at
but I'm
video
not
games.
a gamer. Like.
Yeah.
Like I will actually stop playing a game at the mere suggestion of sex. You know what I mean? Like I am not a gamer.
Oh no, not what I came here
Yeah,
for.
yeah. I'm not one of
Not what
those
I signed
guys
up
who's like,
for.
no, I can't. I see you, babe. I know you're naked, but I gotta, get this intergalactic
Hold on.
justice. Yeah. But I think
Real life is happening now.
Yeah, but it's like kind of mindless thing that I can still kind of do and whatever. So I would
space
say
out.
that. But I also just really love wine, so maybe that's my guilty pleasure.
Dude, wine is great. And you live in a good community for wine.
This is the thing.
It's Santa Barbara.
There is somebody in particular who always makes fun of me for drinking wine, and I'm like, you have to understand.
In Santa Barbara, that's a hard sell.
That's the thing.
Everybody's drinking wine. There's like
sir.
wine tasting places all over.
I'm not going to say his name, but
There's people like me who mostly drink beer who've even been conned into wine frickin' club memberships, which
See?
makes no goddamn sense.
See, I love my wine membership.
Dude, legitimately, I love them because that's how I bring wine to family gatherings.
yeah.
But we've been members at Coonan for so long that now they moved from Funk Zone tasting spot to like up the way, closer to Handlebar or whatever. And we've been there a grand total of one time in almost the year of them moving. So we stopped by for a tasting and they're like, oh, damn. Because we're like, oh, we'll pick up our membership. And they're like, oh, damn, this is going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's like one guy working. He put everything in like, fuck, dude. It was like, 6 or 8 of those cases that hold 4 that are just soft.
Yep.
And then he came out and he's like, on second thought, would you like me to just put this into a cardboard
in the box.
case for you? And we were like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
do that.
absolutely.
So we just look like the fattest winos because we were leaving with like 2 cases of wine.
I love wine, and yes.
It was pretty. I mean, it did feel very bougie. I was like, this is that moment where I go, yeah, I guess I did buy all this wine just over the course of a year.
Right, and that's the thing because like
I could stop anytime.
I still have 2 wine memberships, and I would still buy wine all the time. So but I don't know. I guess that's one of my guilty pleasures.
This town has bar twice in the freaking name. Santa Bar.
I never thought about that.
Even every taco place will sell wine and beer.
This is what I'm saying.
Like,
so when people
Santa
make
Barbara.
fun, when people
we're barbaric.
I'm gonna start saying it like that. We're barbaric.
Barbaric.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. That and I love croissants.
Oh, god damn, they're good. Are you like a big croissant type or a medium small type? Because in France they're the smallest.
Yeah, I will say that like
Excuse me.
I can get down with even like either way. But if I could live my life every day, I'd have a croissant to start the morning.
But without like actually all the butter ever affecting you. Just
well, that's what makes it guilty because it's gonna kill me.
Someone has to die somehow.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Killed by croissant.
Like now I just saw a croissant in my mind with like 2 eyes and a stabby hand. Yeah.
Just stabbing me right in the heart.
Right.
That might be my next tattoo.
Dude, that's a great tattoo. Yeah, I hear you. Let the croissant kill. Let the croissant kill. When's the last time you laughed so hard you cried? Or alternatively, peed? That's a thing too.
Oh, yeah. I've never laughed so hard I've peed. I'll be honest. I'd like to have that.
I need that experience at least once in my life.
Yeah. I feel like I want to say that Rachel probably made me laugh so hard that I cried last, but I'm not sure because it might have also been somebody at the festival.
Yeah, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
If one is going to a comedy festival,
Yes.
I should hope that at least one person can make you cry, laugh, or at least laugh pretty hard.
But Rachel will give me about one a week, one little joke that makes me like really, really laugh.
I love it.
To at least there's
That's
eyes
good.
watering.
Humor in a romantic relationship is
it's incredible.
So incredible.
Yeah, and then
it's such a good way to connect.
And then I meet people who are always like, "Oh yeah, my ex wasn't funny," and I'm like, "So what were they?"
That's why they're your ex.
I just thought that everybody was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. Well, especially if you're surrounded by funny people. Most of your friends and family are funny. You just start to be like, it's not that hard to be funny.
That's how I'm like, if you're not funny at all, like to the point where somebody doesn't like, if somebody was listing your attributes and they weren't like funny, I'd be like, wait, what? Like, because I mean, if you, I don't know, but
that's always been like one of my top ones, where it's like, even if you're forced to have to put your own stupid, like soft kind of like talents on a resume or something, I mean, good sense of humor or something like that, it always makes it cut for me, because that's like important.
Yes. But I will say this, there's a comedian named Sean Grant.
Okay.
Who, look him up. I am Sean Grant is his Instagram handle.
Is he a SEAN Sean or a
SEAN? Yeah.
Okay.
He is hilarious, and every time I see him, he makes me laugh so hard.
Sean Grant. Okay, we'll find him.
Yes.
Look him up, audience.
Yes. Do it.
Audience that I assume is listening because you love us so much that you're there.
You're listening.
I know you're there,
sir. You're listening.
I know you're there. I know you're there. Somewhere
you're there.
Worst person to be stuck in an elevator with?
Probably me.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
Just one of those Yayoi Kazuma mirror rooms, but an elevator to nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, no. I'm not gonna say who it is. I was gonna give a name, but I'm not gonna give a name. Because people know him.
A real person.
I was gonna give a real tangible person.
That's the real.
Honestly, no, can't say that one either because I'll get in trouble. I'll give like an archetype of who the worst person.
Okay, that works.
I think there's two. There's the person who is always trying to fix a problem, like they're like the hero person, because like they probably can't solve it, but they're gonna keep trying. And after a while, you just want to be like, sit the fuck down, right?
Just
like,
quiet,
just
pipe down.
Just shut up,
like
and
be
then,
humble.
Yeah, and then there's the person who is just like, I think the optimist in training is what I call them. You know that person who's like, I'm an optimist. Like if you have to keep telling somebody you're an optimist, you're probably not an optimist. Because
who are you trying to convince?
Right. Because that person is like, oh, we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, they're probably working on. No, we're gonna get. Yeah, no, it's gonna be fine. It's like it's cool, but maybe it's not gonna be fine, and I'm happy with that. I just need to be in this space right now. So I don't want to be in there.
I wouldn't call me a yes man, but I wouldn't not call me a yes man either.
If you are an optimist in training, yeah, if you just read The Power of Now, like, or you like just finished it, if you can tell me your love languages in order, I probably don't want to get stuck in the elevator.
Yeah, sorry, I don't need to hear about that. Not what I'm doing right now.
Right.
I'm just trying to get somewhere. That's why I'm in an elevator.
Right.
It's like a place of transit.
Right. And you know what?
Transitional.
We may fall. I don't know, but I don't want
that shaft might just go.
Yeah.
Whoop.
I love optimism.
Swallow you whole.
I love people who are optimistic, but I always want just a hint of maybe this won't work. I don't know why.
Realism, I call that.
Is that what that is?
Just a hint of realism.
That's what I do.
That's what I give you on the show. So much real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Hell yeah.
I feel like that's a good transition into this. What isn't real, but you wish was?
Oh, what isn't real, but you wish was? Oh man. It would be cool to like pause time. Like if we could just like that would be cool. Like and that may be like a superpower question. I don't know, but I wish that we could just like just for a moment. Oh no, actually I know what it is.
Yeah.
So to go back to video games, when you play video games,
yes,
you can like in a video game you can look at a character and it'll give you like their attributes, like their rating above them.
Okay.
I wish in real life that we could see like, and you could choose what you want to see about somebody.
Black Mirror-ish.
Yeah, but like I wish that like I could walk up to somebody and see like their trustworthy meter, and I could be like, all right, you're a 7.
Save a lot of time.
That's what I'm saying. That I wish was real.
Efficient. I like
Google
that.
where you at. Let's do it.
Yo, I mean,
we kind of already have that. It's called a credit score, I guess, but like we don't use that. That's not a real actual thing of trust.
I would posture that when people have more ubiquitous wearable technology, it'll almost be like that, because you could pretty much do like an augmented reality view of someone else that also has a wearable, and it could show you.
That's true.
like some version of that.
You're right. I guess, yeah, if somebody's wearing an ankle bracelet, then already we know, like, maybe
When
not.
the little
maybe
blinking
not.
red line that
Yeah.
says you probably shouldn't
Yeah,
drive
like,
outside
you
of
know what?
county.
Yeah, maybe not.
Dude, no joke. 4th of July, I saw some of my friends who normally live up in Alaska. They'd driven all the way down to Lake Tahoe from where they live near Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here. I'm a little bit wrong. They flew to maybe like Oregon or something, and then they
Okay.
drove from
Okay,
there.
I was gonna say.
This is actually important
Okay, hold on.
because at the time, oh my god damn it, dude! My friend Amber and her friend and her husband Ivor like met in this like wild way, like Tahiti island shit, just
Okay.
like travelers, like woo.
Okay.
And now they have like 3 kids and live in
Love that.
Alaska.
Love that for them.
He's from Australia originally. She's from Alaska. He's fucking crazy. I love Ivor, but he's fucking crazy
You
sometimes.
put an Australian in Alaska, he has to be crazy.
Dude, I mean, I know. It's like and when he first moved there, he was one of those barefoot people that like legitimately would walk around barefoot even in the fucking snow.
I don't want to be stuck
That
in an
doesn't even
elevator
make
with
sense.
him either.
So Ivor is like 4th of July. His 3 kids are playing on the playground. My kid's playing with his kids. And he lights up a J, and I noticed that he has a fucking ankle bracelet on. And I'm like, how did you even get down here with that on? Isn't that supposed to be to stay like local?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And if you know anything about the fine neighboring country of Canada and DUIs, so Ivor has that on because of a DUI, that fucking dummy. So if you try to drive through Canada and you have a DUI and you are not a Canadian citizen and you're American, they can just tell you to fuck right off, eh?
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to
they
come
want you-
across their
yeah.
borders, eh?
Yeah, they don't want you-
with
they
a
don't want
driving
you-
record like that,
Yeah.
eh? What do you think I am, a Canuck cook?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a cook. I'm just a Canuck. So
That's crazy. They're just like, nope, get out.
So that's like partially why I think they had to fucking
They had
fly
to
down.
flip
But then
over.
it's like curious and like she sees someone in a uniform and she goes, Ivor, and like yells over him, so, oh shit.
That's so crazy.
And he goes to like put out the joint that he's like midway through smoking with his ankle bracelet on. And then fucking it turns out it was just a firefighter anyway, so they didn't give a shit.
See, Ivor, your trustworthy meter is at a 4 because I could trust you to bring the weed.
Dude, for sure.
And
He's
you
got the
seem like you have some great stories that I would trust to listen to. But at the same time, brother.
And it's always in a fun Aussie accent.
Yeah. But then you lose a couple points because you're an Aussie. But then you also gain a couple points because you're an Aussie. Because Aussies will tell you like it is, not like it was.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of stuck. Ivor, I'd give you a 5. Just the name makes me want to go to 4. But yeah.
He's not a horrible person. Yeah, it's funny. He's got like a Scandinavian name, but he's from a land down under.
Wait. The question is. The question is, how old is his oldest child?
Good question. Who's also named after him. So Baby Ivor, as I refer to him. Baby Ivor must be at least a year and a half older than Arlie. Arlie's about to be 5. So he's either like 7 or just about
All
there.
right. Well, you got to gain some points for keeping a kid alive for that long.
Or maybe he's 6 and his little brother's about to be 5 because Brucey's only a year younger than her.
Okay.
And then they've got the youngest one's like not even a year yet or something.
Okay. All right. You know
and
what?
a girl, dude, she's gonna be badass.
If you could keep yourself alive long enough to keep other things alive.
Yes, and her parents their parents are so real. My friend Amber like came over to me head shaking after her kid like figured out that my husband had some fucking, what are those sunglasses that the kids all like that Glenn, what's his face makes? They're the crazy looking like
The ones that look like windshields for trucks?
Yeah, dude, like
I don't
crazy
understand
90s.
those, but yeah.
I know, it's like such a 90s throwback. But my husband has a pair of those, and like the little kid, like, he's like, oh my God, I have to wear these. And then she's like, dude, I don't know how I did it, but I'm raising 2 bros.
You are, yeah.
She's like, it's
she
fucked up.
Is, yeah.
She's like, I'm so not proud of myself right now.
Yeah.
They're complete bros.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this trend, but the conservative liberal thing is happening in eyewear. Like the eyewear is getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, no,
and I feel like the conservatives are getting larger and larger. So just be careful. You got to cover
Dun,
up.
dun,
dun. That's it.
They're not good people.
Ivor, you're a 6. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. Mm-hmm. What would you name your boat if you had one?
Oh shit. Great question. It would be something stupid like I've never even imagined having a boat. That is so wild.
I know, it's great. Get into Rich Chris mode and think about what Rich Chris would name his rich ass yacht.
Yeah, I think it would have to be something like
The naughty yachty.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it would be something like it would either be so ridiculous, like Lady Liberty or some shit, or like Charlene. Just Char, or no, I'm gonna tell you right now. I love
Charlene's cute.
I'm gonna name my boat just straight up Tim.
Tim.
This is Tim.
Tim.
And it's a fucking yacht. It's Tim.
That's great. I actually really like that.
Yeah. And it's actually a they them. We don't go by she.
Yeah. And then I don't know why I thought of this, but it's like if you parked next to the biggest douche boat in the harbor, they would be called #blessed.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. #blessed, and then Tim would be next.
Tim next to it.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
That's right. Yep. That's what we get down here in Santa Barbara Harbor.
Oh, we do. Absolutely.
Literally, people buy like shit boats in the harbor just to take over a slip because that's another one of those long list, expensive, ridiculous things. It's an investment.
I own this square footage of the top of this water.
Of water.
Yeah, okay.
Behind the seawall.
All right. It's like, yeah, but you live on your boat. But anyway.
Okay. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you something.
Oh my God.
I fucking love hot dogs.
I really don't mind them.
Like
It's a guilty pleasure, I'd say.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Smash a few
I have
hot
to go to
dogs.
Costco after this, and one of the reasons I'm going is for the hot dog.
You remember they used to have like a choice between just hot dog or
the
Polish sausage, and I was always like Polish.
100%. 100%.
100%.
Now they have a roast beef sandwich. I ain't going there. But
no, not for that.
But no, I love hot dogs. I love any food that can be eaten in foil.
Yeah, the convenience of it. Did you ever do Danger Dogs down in LA?
Of course.
So goddamn good. You come out of the bar, it's late at night, you've been drinking, you haven't eaten, you don't have much money, and the smell of bacon comes wafting into your nostrils, and you go, where's this heavenly thing? And then there's like usually some like Mexican American or whatever selling some delicious like
a hero
fucking hot dog wrapped in bacon, like
delicious,
like ready to save you from your own appetite.
And you know what?
So incredible.
I just want to take a moment to
also the city of LA, good on them for letting them still exist.
This is what I'm about to say because Santa Barbara,
fucking A,
what the fuck are you doing? Santa Barbara is cracking down on illegal vendors. Now, first of all, you're not cracking down on illegal vendors. You're trying to crack down on a population of people who do not look like you. Let's just be real about that.
We're probably here first.
Yes. Nobody is getting. I mean, look, every now and then somebody gets sick off of illegal food. I get it. But guess what? People get sick off legal food all the time.
And he's a restaurant manager. He knows what he's talking about.
Truly, this happens. This really happens. There are way bigger problems than somebody serving tacos on the side of the road, like the drunk kids who are 17 driving, doing 112 down the 101 freeway from Isla Vista to go party.
Yeah, with their fake IDs, by the way.
So thank God that they have some tacos to eat when they're drunk, because otherwise they would be flipping off the road. Stop being racist, Santa Barbara. Dude. A hot dog is a sandwich.
Yo. Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. Yep. I give it to him.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That was a perfect diatribe.
Thank you.
I loved it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Between this episode and the one that everyone will hear later with Sasha and Adam Elder. Ooh, yeah. I've had some real great conversations around the hot dog question.
I like that.
You never know what you're going to get.
It's very divisive.
It is so divisive.
It's divisive.
They really tested me.
Okay.
You'll have to tune in for that one.
I will.
In the future. It's always funny because, I'm trying to be diligent. I'm trying to pre-record and, have things in the canon.
That's what
But then
you're
now
supposed to
it's
do.
I already know the future for these people listening.
What does the future hold? That's right.
I know your future. It's like, whoa, Bree. Chill the fuck out. Okay. We've made it to my section that I call Stoner Boner Questions.
Let's do it.
Oh, God.
Stoner Boner Questions? I like that.
God damn it.
I like that. That's great.
It was really Stoner Bonus Questions. I feel like...
It was Stoner Bonus Questions?
I'm so sorry.
No, Stoner Boner is way better.
Yes. Apparently, I had a...
Stoner Boner
I had a
Questions.
pickle tickle and I had to do a rhyme. What the fuck?
Welcome to the Stoner Boner round. Oh, yeah.
This is like my moment when I get to be like the Kool-Aid guy and just bust into my own show.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Anyway,
right.
Stoner Boner Questions then.
Let's do it.
We're sticking to the name because you know what?
You have to.
I said it.
You have to.
Now I gotta stand by it. All right, Chris. What hair color do they declare on bald people's licenses or passports?
Holy shit. Mm-hmm. Damn. I guess it's like whatever they lost. So I'm just gonna imagine it's brown. It's gotta just be brown.
So it's just brown.
Yeah.
Which is basically saying basic.
Yeah. It's the other way of being like,
Hair color, basic.
Yeah.
But for a bald guy, they'd rather say basic than bald.
That's true. They will get out of that. Which, like, bald people, look, I mean, I'm not going bald anytime soon, but just like, at some point, right, you kind of have to just accept it, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not in that situation. I'm just trying to get my beard to connect. So
I keep getting either people that appreciate video games or have a good set of hair on their head. I'm waiting for the day when I have someone that can actually just pull out the ID and show me. You know, someone's got to be bald that comes on here.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
I can't discriminate.
Like it's.
I don't mean to just invite people with beautiful hair on.
Thank you. Like, because here's the thing. Like, I get it. Like, if you've been bald for like 10 years, like if you've been bald for 10 years,
yeah.
At this point, your hair's not brown. It is missing. So like
it's skin, like
right.
Skin tone.
So maybe the hair color is just none.
Wait,
I don't know.
Wait a minute. I didn't think about that, but like, how divisive would it be if we had to have that on our fucking IDs? Skin tone color, and you have to like put yourself on a scale.
Yeah, but it would be off like the Apple emojis, like what color it is, which I'm stuck between two. But yeah,
You know what I mean? And then if you want to be safe, you're like, I guess I just do yellow because no one looks like that but The Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good question. Oh, Stoner Boner. All right.
Stoner Boner number 1.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Come on, bald people.
All right. Is this a simulation?
Oh, God.
Ow.
That is
I always slap myself at this point. This time it was because the fly was on my face.
Is this a simulation? I'm going to say it is not a simulation.
Boom.
Yeah.
Although I do wonder, there's those guys that throw you for one that are like the philosophers that make you feel all heady and kind of pissed off at the end of listening to them because you're like, I thought I knew where I was and now I'm like, existential crisis.
No, there is that, but
yeah. But no, I'm feeling pretty good about confident. These flies would not be in my simulation.
No. Also, if this was a simulation, then like I feel like I'm happy to never know that. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
like I'm
totally.
kind of cool just living.
I don't need to wake up from the simulation. Yeah, it's okay. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a good sign. It's like, if you think about this question,
right.
and the answer is, I guess I don't mind either way because I'm feeling all right about life, that's probably a good sign.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Great. Here's a deep one.
Okay.
Why do we cook bacon and bake cookies?
Fuck.
I know.
You know, I am the worst cook. I should say, we'll start with that.
Chris does neither cook bacon nor bake cookies.
He unpackages food is what he does. I was like 30 years old when I was watching a friend cook something on like Instagram or some shit like that. Yes. And he was like, I put the bacon in the oven because it's bacon. And I was like, fuck, you are supposed to bake bacon.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Dude, it makes it up so well. Yeah. Plus, it's like a lot less time because you just have it all there. And the fat mostly goes away.
Yep.
It is kind of the best way. I guess that's true. You can bake bacon. It is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's delicious if you bake it. I don't have a good answer for that.
It's a bit new agey. It's a bit new agey.
I don't know why. We probably did it because somebody just was like, I'm gonna cook these cookies, and then that's what happened. I don't know. Couldn't call them
cook these cookies.
Couldn't call them cookies. So
hours shorten that to cookies.
Just cookies. Just do it, Martha.
I'm a cookies.
Just Martha. Just one word, please.
I am cookie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it needs to be. Mm-hmm. From now on, it's just I am cookie. Oh, alrighty. If there's a fountain of youth, and it can make you live forever, what happens if you drown in it?
God damn. I feel like what happens if you drown in it is there's a bunch of people who are standing around it who will forever remember you for being a dumbass. Like that is.
You're gonna be that example of what not to do.
Yeah, there's like you will live to be talked about forever.
And you know what it probably is too? It's like they were leaning in to get that quarter off the bottom.
Yep, slipped, hit their head. Nobody was there to offer them their bathing suit top, and then they just died.
It's like dead live purgatory.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the question: if you drink from the fountain of youth, do you is it from that moment on? Do you stay the same age, or do you just age forever but you never die? Right.
Because like if you were like a vampire and you bite, you get bitten at that age, you stay, right? But if you're like a Benjamin Button, like you're de-aging, like does it Benjamin Button you or does it vampire you?
I don't know.
Does it Dracula you? Somebody get at me with this response.
I
know there's some really smart people out there with professorial answers for me. Get to the bottom of the fountain of youth.
There's a UCSB.
But if you do it, don't drown because you might be there forever.
Don't actually get to the bottom of the fountain of youth. Just skim the top, please.
So maybe I don't want to be liable for you drowning.
Just put a straw in it.
Yeah, just stay comfortably away. Maybe use one of those life straws.
There you go.
I don't even know if they put treatment in the water.
Oh, that's true.
The FDA might not regulate this.
No.
The EPA definitely doesn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
If there was a fountain of youth, it would be heavily regulated.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Yeah, be heavily.
Like maybe we wouldn't even be able to get to it.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos would own it.
It's like, have you actually been able to stop at the painted cave for which my neighborhood is named?
I didn't even know.
It's kind of sick, but I bring it up for this reason. It's like this wonderful cave with these beautiful old paintings from Chumash from maybe, I don't know, a few hundred years ago. And then some dumbass kids in the year 1960 were like,
Graffiti.
Pedro was here.
Yeah.
And just carved it on top of the beautiful old fucking paintings. So now it has this big grit in it, just like a giant gate, and you can't actually get to it, but you can see it. So maybe that's what the Fountain of Youth would have, just like a giant.
It would. It would be like, oh, that's the Fountain of Youth.
Wire.
Yeah, you'd never be able to get to it.
You'd never be able to get to it. That would be the perpetual actual issue. You would just be like, yeah, you found it, but.
Isn't it crazy?
It's not for you.
Isn't it crazy that we look at these things that have been here forever, these natural wonders, and somebody's like, I want people to know that I was there.
I want them to remember me. But no one remembers you, dude.
No, yeah,
everyone remembers you as the guy that got the fucking gate put up.
Yep, that's what you
Thanks
are.
a lot, motherfucker.
Thanks.
I'm coming for you. Just like Chris is coming for the ants, I'm coming for you, Pedro.
Right.
Maybe he's not Pedro. Maybe his name was Sam. I don't know.
It was probably like Theodore.
Theodore
Theodore
Williamson the Fifth.
Yeah. Was hither.
Was hither. And I did this with a feather cue.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, quill. Whatever.
Feather cue.
All right, why not make rodent-flavored cat food?
Truly, I do not know. These are wonderful questions. Well.
Or maybe a better question. If they made rodent-flavored cat food, would you buy that for your cat?
Yeah, I don't have a cat, but I don't see why I wouldn't. I mean,
if you had a cat,
yes,
and you had a choice,
yes,
it makes sense.
Yes, 100%.
You're like, what does a cat actually want to eat?
Right.
Like the mice and rats in my fucking attic or basement.
Yeah. So why not just done. I don't know why that's not a thing.
This is what the women of the early 2000s called leaning into it. Just lean into the fact.
This is like, okay, what does naturally a cat want?
Yeah. That is what.
Damn.
This is the cat's leaning into the rodent flavor.
Damn,
you know what I mean? Just saying. All right. What was the first man to milk a cow trying to do?
Oh, we all know what he was trying to do.
And why am I assuming it was a man?
Because it was a man.
It was definitely a man. It had to be a man.
I think the first guy was like, hold on. A cow can live, like cows live off this. I think the first guy was like, all right, lives off, there must be nutrients in this. I think that was it.
If a baby can survive with it.
Right.
So can I.
Right. That's the thing.
You can too.
However, they definitely failed the first few times. So two people got kicked in the head at least.
Oh, at least.
So.
Oh, you're right. Because with the angle of the dangle matters here.
Right. But then I feel like the first few people to do it was like, all right, this is cool. And then it got into like the collective. And then the people who were like, oh yeah, I'm about to go do milk a cow. Ooh, it's like, come on, Theodore. You drawing on painted caves.
I watched my wife do it with a goat, so I could do it too.
Exactly. And then
I'm going to go for a bigger animal that can hurt me more.
Right. And then it got sexual and weird. And that's what happened. But
it was just a man trying to one-up a lady.
Yeah.
Because the milkmaids was milking the other things too.
The milkmaids be milking.
Milking cows, milking sheep. I don't know. I don't know. What do we make cheeses out of? Cheeses.
Everything.
Cheeses.
Everything.
Now
cashews.
Now cashews. Is your answer to this question no?
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they put the Bible in libraries, fiction or nonfiction?
I've always said that I thought that the Bible is one of the best J.R. Tolkien novels of all time.
Yo, dude, it's pretty much the same. I mean, he just like, instead of Sauron and the Ring, it's like there's a Jesus and a Moses and a few other things.
It's a great book. I actually took a class where we read the book as a book and not as...
Really?
Yeah.
At the university level?
No, this was in high school.
No way, dude. Damn.
And, yeah.
Was it a private Catholic school you went to or something?
No, it was not. There was no religion. It was
no religion.
It was
just
like a
private.
private art school.
Wait, where'd you go?
I went to Crossroads. Which
Okay,
was,
but that's why I asked, because I have cousin, my oldest cousin that's a filmmaker went to Crossroads.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
But she would have been a little bit before you. I'm not going to say how old she is, but she is a little bit older than you.
Okay.
So she would have been like a class before you. But yeah, I think she was there the same time as like Jonah Hill and stuff.
Okay, so that's like 3 or 4 years.
They're all pushing. They're all pushing 40.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, so I mean, I'm 36. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
But
I think
that
makes sense.
Yeah.
And that was a cool, because like I kind of grew up in a religious household, not like a religious household, but like religion was around.
We wake up in the morning and go to we go to Bible study. We do Sunday everything.
I used to sing in the church choir, and cool. I went all the time.
Did that ever feel like helpful for stage presence?
Yeah,
for you?
I've been performing my whole life in some way.
Yeah.
But then like one day my dad was like, "This church is stupid." We just like stopped going. So
thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I was very thankful for that, to be honest. But
you're like, that really frees up some of my time.
Yeah. The Bible's a good story. The first Lord of the Rings is just a book about a bad UPS guy.
You know what?
Because you gotta show?
He did have to face a lot of trivialities and trials, but you're not wrong. He really didn't deliver.
Like if your UPS guy or your Amazon guy showed your crackhead neighbor that you were getting like a 68-inch TV on your porch, you'd be like, "Come on, bro. Now why'd you look at all these problems that you've now caused?" All you had to do, I'm sorry. It's just, anyway.
It would be like that scene in the beginning of like Ace Ventura when he's like undercover is like the UPS guy is just like kicking the crap out of the fragile box.
100%. It's like, come on, man. Just deliver the fucking ring. Why you got to go and just like, come on. Anyway,
it's a ruse.
That's it.
It's a ruse. He wants to throw you in the volcano.
Ridiculous.
All right, guy. If a vampire bites a zombie, does the zombie become a vampire, or the vampire become a zombie? The vampire bites the zombie. Who becomes what?
I feel like for some reason in this situation, well, wait a minute. Do zombies have blood?
I mean, it's a good question. Like, does it turn into goo? So could the vampire even eat the goo?
All right. I feel I'm going to make the argument that zombies would... The vampire's going to turn into a zombie.
Okay.
I think vampires are obviously way smarter, seem more sophisticated, but the zombies are just like, they're fucking tear. And
they're falling apart. They're kind of gross.
Right.
Like, do you really want to bite that?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I just feel like if you did, you would be infected. Like, but then again, if vampires are already dead, these are good questions. I'm going to say zombie wins and vampire turns into zombies.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like, now all of a sudden Dracula goes from looking flawless to starting to decompose like a zombie.
Yeah.
It pretty much just takes away that standard of beauty.
Yes, 100%. Now your skin is no longer flawless.
So I don't know, like eventually what they turn into, just like, because if they're living forever still, that would be quite inconvenient to not have skin. But I mean, maybe you shouldn't have bit the zombie.
Also, can we all just talk about the fact that like vampires seem to be kind of germaphobes in their own way? Right? If there was going to be some creature that had OCD, I could see it being a vampire.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they would never make it through zombie apocalypse either. They just wouldn't.
Really, the thing is they would just quit.
They would. They'd be like, I'm done.
Or it's like if they don't need to, if they're living, do they need air? Couldn't they just like fly off like as bats across space and find a new species to suck the blood of?
This now became like a Halloween edition of a Star Wars film is what you just gave me.
And the bats make that sound in space.
Can't they just get in
pew, pew,
Darth
pew.
Vader's
Pew,
thing
pew, pew.
and fly off in the intergalactic spaceship to live? I don't know.
I feel like it's a good time to be like, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you, Chris.
I appreciate that.
And this is the point where I give you the stage for shameless self-promotion, as I like to call it. Tell the people about anything you want them to know. I'm gonna do my best to release this Friday. So if it's any like show that's upcoming this week, that's not helpful. But you know, as generals,
just
or where to find you, where to follow.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at CRW Speaks. That's probably the best way. I also have crwspeaks.com. That would be www.crwspeaks.com, just in case you were confused by that. And definitely you can check out Let Loose Comedy, SB. That's the Instagram handle for that, which I haven't really been using that much because I've been burnt out.
But he has shows that he's still producing, so you can look for his shows upcoming, and he does monthly ones.
I do, but we do a lot of stuff. So just be on the lookout and keep supporting this podcast. That's what I would say.
Yes, friends. Mm-hmm. That's right, because, you know, I gotta have a place too. This is my place.
No, and it's dope. It's really dope that you're doing this. And anybody who wants to do anything artistic at all or creative, you got to do it, because we live in a world where so many people want to do it. We're too scared to do it. Yeah. And so just you know, building this dope spot that I'm in shows the dedication. So now it's like, you just got to do what can be the hard part, which is fucking doing it weekly. I know. I don't know why I just dabbed. I think I just dabbed twice at Chris, which I'm now very much questioning. No, I liked it. I dabbed him. It was a dabbing. But like I did. As one of my friends put it, I paid it forward tough on this place by building this and stuff. And I've gotten a little bit of voiceover work. I want more of that. I really enjoy podcasts as a format. I think it's nice that it's like people don't have much attention for long format things in this day and age. And yet podcast is a friend you can let in to like hang out with you while you're doing other tasks, and you don't have to be distracted by a screen. Yes. So like as much in the future too, I totally support anyone else who comes on my show. Bring your camera, get the shots you need for your promotion. I, for now, maintain that I'm keeping it audio only because it's just easier for me. As Chris says, when you're hustling to make these things happen creatively, like you only have so much energy and you burn out otherwise. And you start to take on too much, and that's what happens. But you gotta, stay in the moment and enjoy what you have. But yeah, dude, y'all, thanks for tuning in to this episode, episode 1, season 3 of I fucking cannot promote myself right now. Spectrum podcast. It's the Spectrum Pod. Yeah, guys. I sometimes remember what I'm doing here. With Breezy and maybe Danny eventually. Maybe Danny sometimes. But, I'm not going to be cold-blooded and take her off the thing. But it's this season, guys, might be mostly me hosting. And that's fair. And we got to be ready for that. And if she drops in, then the drop-in happens. And that's cool. But that's life. That's right. So, y'all, thanks. Keep following us. YouTube at Rare Girl, RAREG 3 R's L GRRRL at Rare Girl. Come find us. I got my link tree with all the things. RareGirl.com. Y'all been great. This is Breezy and Chris Williams signing off. Bye. Peace.